Good evening, traders. Welcome to the F&O Show with Bereez. And today was a weekly expiry, last weekly expiry, in fact, of this month. Next will be the monthly expiry of November month. And today was a proper like, option sellers day, if I can say, and as you can see in the charts as well. And if you go to the smaller time frame, we opened mildly in the red, followed by an up move, followed by a retest of the level that we have been discussing about for the past 3 4 days, that is 18350. We of course the first candle also tested 18350 once. During the day also, I think around 11 11:30 sometime, we tested 18350 once again. And finally at the end of the day, looks like we broke 18350, but still we are not very far from that level. So we can always keep a watch on how market behaves around that particular zone. Coming back to the expiry trades, I started my day with 18250 put and 18500 call. Now, since we are at a very low volatility environment, the premiums were really low, and my position to begin with was not in a proper balance. What I mean by that is my call side premiums were less than my put side premiums to begin with, and in the down move, sorry, in the up move, that call side and the put side premiums gave up quite a bit. Call side did not decrease much. So all in all, that position came into mild profit. And looking at the sharp move, the premiums also increased on either side. So I figured I can come a little closer to the strikes, since we already have a defined range of the past few days, and more or less market will stay in that range itself. So I moved both of my calls and puts. My puts came closer to 18300, and my calls also came closer to 18450. And that is pretty much the position I held all the way up to, I think, 3 o'clock or something. By that time, only 1 rupee of DK was left in that position. So at that point, I figured I shouldn't probably risk that whatever. I think I've captured well over 15 rupees in DK today. So for that 1 rupee, I did not want to risk it. And as you can see, the market did give a large move in the last half an hour, though the option prices did not move at all. In fact, if I checked the option price movement after the close, option prices did not move. But it's always a little unnerving to see such large moves when you're holding option selling position. So I I'm not too worried about that 1 rupee I left on the table. Now, so that's Nifty. Now, from next week onwards, looking this range that we had been discussing, 18100 and 18600, that range still is in the play.
Yeah,
So all the trades will move around that particular zone only.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah. So this is the 100 and 600. 350 is the rough middle zone. So
yeah.
this is the level we will be watching for
This,
buy as well as sell side trades.
this is the range.
Yeah, this is the range we are playing for the time being. Moving to Bank Nifty. Bank Nifty also had an expiry, and from some of the screenshots of other traders I have seen, Bank Nifty had a much better premia today than Nifty. But since I'm not very used to Bank Nifty, I preferred not to trade in it. But Kshitij took some trades. So
Yeah.
Kshitij, could you walk us through it?
Yes, yes. As I had told you guys earlier also in the previous video, I see this as a stop loss hunt, and stop loss hunts are very powerful. Okay, so yesterday, as I've told you guys before, also I'm an option buyer, but just I wanted to just experiment. You guys can say so. I was pretty sure, and I told Gandhar yesterday itself that as he's an option seller that 42,600 can go to zero. So I just asked him to give me a spread, and I did carry an option spread of selling 42,600. Just seeing this 1 5 minute hammer, and it worked out pretty well. In the opening itself, it had given away 60% of his premiums, and the whole day then it was sideways. Other than that, as an option buyer, I didn't find any setup. I was holding that spread till it achieved again 90% of the premium. I also didn't want to give away the profits just for a spike. I booked that, and that was the only trade I did in Bank Nifty today. Now, but again, if you see how history repeats itself, again, an hunt has happened here. And this downfall move also, I was telling Gandhar over the Telegram chat that we will see the day's low. And we are also, I was like, let's just see if 42,400 PE increases in premium, today's expiry that I'm talking about. And it was trading at 2 rupees, but it just moved till 3 rupees, even after such a wild down move. So that is why trading options during expiry, even if you get the move in your direction, the premiums won't move. And that's why you should know when to trade options, when to trade which strike price, and when to trade which expiry. It's very, very, very important, guys. People just get into seeing the premiums that it's 2 rupees. How much I lose? I lose only 2 rupees. No, if you put a 100% capital, you lose 100% of your capital.
Yeah.
So it's very important. It's a very important message. I have burnt my hands. I'm trading since 5 years now, and even though I knew this move is going to happen, I didn't place the trade. That's the kind of discipline you need to get. If you would have shorted futures, surely you would have made 200 points. But your options, you would have not made anything. In
Hmm.
fact, it went to zero because it's an OTM right now. It closed at OTM. Yeah, that's the only trade I took, and this is the only observation I made today.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
just to put, sorry, you were saying?
that's it. Yeah, I was giving it to you.
So just to put it in perspective, if someone had to actually buy 42,400 put, a better trade would have been to buy it for the next
Next,
expiry.
yes,
Because during this entire fall, the put that increased by 1 rupee of this expiry, the put of next expiry increased by, I think, 30 or 40 rupees.
yes,
So though it did not give the entire move since it was out of the money, so less than half delta. But yeah, if anyone wants to structure the trades like that, you have to look at the decay that is going to happen in the option prices, since on the expiry day, that is pretty much all that all most of the large capital traders trade for.
yeah.
So it's very difficult to get option buy side trade on an expiry day unless the move is very sharp and the move is very quick. So a large move and a quick move is the only way to make money if you're an option buyer. Else, you can always buy option that is of next expiry or next monthly expiry, and that will retain value.
And also, even if you get that move, your option price needs to come in the money. That's important.
Yes, yes. That is very very important.
Yeah. Also, I forgot to. I also took one more trade today. That was in Mindtree.
Oh yeah.
As I've told you guys that I've been tracking Mindtree since past 2 weeks now. And what it did was, as I had mentioned it earlier, also I will wait for this zone retest. And today it did come to the zone. And as now, if you guys have been watching our videos, I love hammers, right? And I just know where to find them. And this was the hammer when I was like, I know it's reversing or at least giving me some points. I did go long in a stock option of 3500 CE, managed to scalp like some 10 points. Yeah, that was a trade I took and I had a risk of 10 points. So a good 1:1 trade in stock options is not bad. There was a simple
Hmm.
setup that I took, but it took me, I'm waiting for this zone since I don't know what, 2 weeks now, or 2 weeks of waiting. Uh, it is what it takes to find the setup.
Yeah, that is the case with option buying. But
Yeah.
you always have to wait for the move.
Yes.
Option selling is pretty much exactly the opposite. You have to get in the trade and hope the move doesn't come.
Yeah. Very true. Very true. Very well said.
So yeah, that's the nature of two styles of trading. Other Another trade in Hindustan Unilever I entered today. In the past videos, we have been talking about 2,500 zone, and since we broke that zone, the zone that was supposed to provide demand for the stock now is providing supply for the stock. It looks like
In fact, yesterday I
so.
was telling you the same. This is a shorting opportunity, even if it's formed a hammer.
Yes, so I entered into a spread. It's a credit spread called bearish call spread. 2,480 call sold and 2,500 call bought for the hedge. So my max loss is capped here. So I don't mind if we break that zone again. I will see. I can always book the position, or I can wait for it to reverse. Since I know the loss, it's less than my maximum loss capacity. I don't mind. So Hindustan Unilever was one trade that worked, or at least I entered. Let's see how it works. Expiry is next week, so I'm hoping it goes well. Kotak Bank. And banks were weak today. Some of the other banks actually fell much more than Kotak did. But Kotak, as you can see again, once again we are testing the supply zone here, and the kind of movement in the indices today, I figured today might be as good a day as any to enter in this position. So in Kotak, I have 1940 call short and 1960 call purchased. Again, a hedged position, so max loss already predefined. So that's the Kotak Bank trade.
I would like to tell my viewers I have worked in an American stock market company as a prop trader, or even you can call me a market maker. So I do know. I've seen 600 people working on the same floor, and we used to just scalp the bid asks. It was very tedious. Something
It
that
is a
something
very
is
tedious
I
job.
yeah, it is.
L&T gave a good move. I think it's very appropriate that the day I take a sideways trade in the stock, the next day it decides to
We
break
should
out.
make an indicator out of
Yes, yes, definitely. I was in a sideways trade, 2000 put short and 2020 call short. So right out of the open, when L&T was almost 3% up at a point in time, I was in about ha 3 or 4 thousand in loss, if I'm not wrong. But in the subsequent fall, whatever the call option had gained in the morning, it gave up. So and now the position is more or less at break even. So I will be carrying this. Next week is the expiry week. So I'm expecting good amount of decay. Again, it's a hedged position. Max loss is about 1.5 or 2% of my account, if I'm not wrong. So that is also a position I don't mind holding, since even
And
if
now that I
L
look at the pattern also, Gandhar, I think you're going to make money because again there's an hunt here.
yeah, there was, and a lot of indecision candles in between.
Yes,
So if it continues, nothing like it. The options will give out the premium in no time.
I think you should be back in this range again now.
Yeah, I'm expecting the same. I'm
Yeah.
expecting the same. But L&T did move against indices today, which
Yes,
usually
it did.
doesn't
It
happen.
did. Yeah.
Tata Steel positional short. 109. Actually, 110 is our supply zone. 109 point. Okay, 109 is our supply zone. I had shorted 110 call. That is now out of the money. That is giving decent percentage of max profit already. So tomorrow, if that trade has given a good amount of DK, 70-80% of its max profit, I will close it, since it won't make sense to keep on carrying it into the expiry.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching, guys. This was the F&O Show with Bereez. In our description of this video, you can find links to our Telegram and Instagram channels. Do subscribe to this channel so that our videos show up in your subscription feed, and you won't miss any of them. Every day we upload one video of After Hours with Bereez, where we review the markets of the day, and the F&O Show, where we go in depth into all the F&O trades that we have taken, and other discussions that follow, as you saw in this video.
Yeah.
So thanks for watching, guys, and have a great evening.
Thank you,
Thank
guys.
you.